Welcome to the True Crime Cult channel. Welcome in, my lovelies. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, what's up, guys? I want to go over the content I dropped yesterday. I don't know if everyone has had a chance to see it yet. But hey, Bianca. Hey, Sweet Surrender. I just thought it'd be nice to actually go over some of my own content and tell me what you guys think. Here we go. Hey, guys. Hey, what do we know about what Dylan supposedly saw that night in the house? According to the PCA, she saw a man clad in black with a black face mask on and bushy eyebrows. What if I can throw a little bit of question to that? I did some digging last night and I found a 3D rendering of the house on Reddit, and I took a tour through the house in the daytime and at nighttime. How can Dylan hear the sound of somebody crying from Xana's room when Xana's room is down a long hallway, like away from Dylan's room? And Dylan claims that she opened her door and saw a man clad in black with bushy eyebrows. I just can't get past that statement. So I took a tour through the house at night. And yeah, it was too dark in there that night for her to see anything. And I'll even prove it by taking y'all on a little tour with me through the house during the daytime and the nighttime and let y'all make your own assumptions. Because I don't believe the PCA. I don't believe Dylan's statement. And seeing what I saw last night, yeah, I don't believe it even more. And I do have a satellite view of the house and how close Queen Road Apartments was, where Enon Harsh was living. He was a stone's throw away from the house. But let me get into this, guys, and I'll show you what I have learned.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you need StreamYard On Air. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce the launch of StreamYard On Air.
Okay, here is the satellite view of the house. The one right there is the house. There is the Queen Road Apartments, where Mr. Enon Harsh lives. See how close it is to the house? And over here you have Linda Lane on Taylor Avenue. Now I want you guys to see something very interesting. Okay, here's the house. Let's enter the house together, guys. Okay, here's Bethany's bedroom. You see how small her bedroom was? This is like really freaking small. From affidavit page 2, two of the interviews included BF and DM. Both BF and DM were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. BF's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence. Now here's her bedroom right here. Look how small it is. She had a small bed too. Here is that vacant bedroom that they used as a storage room. How small this storage room was. There's your link, Sophie. Okay, guys, let's go upstairs.
On November 13, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department Sergeant Blaker and I responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on the scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. Moscow Police Officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers to the incident, advised he would walk me through the scene.
Rock Chuck, you want to come up? The link's in the comment in the
Okay,
live
guys,
chat.
here is the living room.
Hi.
Your Bob sign.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey.
There's Xana's room right there. Now you see this long
What do you
hallway
think of
right
this,
here, right?
Sophie?
See how Xana's
I
room is
totally
right
think you're
there?
talking already. I'm like, who am I talking to? You did a really good job of doing this. Off the shots, of the
Here
screenshots.
is Dylan's room.
Really good job.
Okay. Dylan's room is right here, which means the killer would have to walk right past her room to get to the 3rd floor.
Hey, Rock.
Hey, how's
Hi,
it going,
Rob.
guys?
Dylan's room right here.
Good.
It's
We
going
missed
good.
you.
I missed you guys very, very much.
So, what do you think about the
Have you?
tour through the house I'm doing, Rock?
I see that. I didn't get to see
How
it
is
last
she
night. Thank you. Thank you
going
for
to hear
resharing it.
cry all the way down there? And there is speculation that Ethan was found here due to the ambiguous interpretation of the affidavit, and there's also speculation that Xana was found on the floor right here. And right here, speculation that Ethan was found here due to the ambiguous interpretation of the affidavit. And there's also speculation that Dylan was found on the bed.
I meant to say Ethan there. I didn't mean for that to come out as Dylan.
Oh,
This
I
is the
didn't even
wall where
notice,
a red
to be honest.
is seen trickling down the foundations at the rear of the house. Click to view gallery.
If you have any long distance friends or family, you know that the happy birthday text is extremely important. And I have a quick.
Oh, I got all excited. I thought I was getting a hold of long distance family. Just kidding.
So, how, if you notice the door was shut, so how can Miss Mortensen, who was right there, hear crying all the way down there? And there's the latent shoe print. See, with her room being right there, and see how the way the shoe print is facing, guys? She wouldn't have saw bushy eyebrows.
Do you have a picture of the door?
This is the complete walkthrough of the house, Rock Chalk.
During the processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by the ISP forensics team. By first using a presumptive blood test and then aminoblack, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond pattern shape, or diamond-shaped pattern, similar to the pattern of a Vans type of shoe sole, just outside of DM's bedroom, located on the 2nd floor. This is consistent with DM's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel.
That's DM's door right there. Okay, let's go to the third floor.
You see that
Look how
door,
narrow these stairs are.
Robert?
Yeah, that's DM's door. Only
Yeah,
wide
can you
enough
back
for
up
one.
just a little bit? Can you please back up for a second? Back to that door. I'm sorry.
The detected shooter showed a diamond shaped pattern,
Am I behind?
similar to the pattern of a
Yeah, you're
Vance type
behind.
of shoe sole, just outside
Okay.
of DM's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with
Why am I
DM's statement
behind?
regarding the suspect's path of travel. Right there.
Okay, the hinges.
That's
She would
DM's
have
door.
to. Yeah, but look at where the stairs are. She saw him coming up and down the stairs, right? She would have to open her door and come out because the hinges are on the opposite side.
Yeah.
She would have to stick
Now,
her head out.
Right. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying. Like there's no way she could have seen the front of this person's head. Right?
No.
Yeah, and look right there, Rock. See the way the shoe print is pointing? Ain't no way she could have seen his eyebrows. She would have seen the back of his head.
Like,
Yeah,
look
but
how deep the threshold.
how do we know that's his shoe print? I guess what I would ask. There were so many people in and out of that house. How do we know that's his shoe print?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm just curious. I'm curious. Sorry.
Okay, now you're
See
gonna
what I'm
get to
saying?
see this at night. You're gonna get to see this at night too, Rock.
I
And
can't
you're
wait.
gonna get to see exactly how dim the good vibes sign was.
And that's a good point, Rock, but that's just
Let's go to
a
the
shoe
third floor.
print, you know? It's the only shoe print they have,
Look
apparently.
how narrow these stairs are. Yeah, look how narrow those stairs
Right.
are, Rock. Single file up those stairs.
It's crazy. This house is built
Only
crazy.
wide enough for one.
I know. You could hear them crying upstairs. If the upstairs people were crying, an echo in that hallway down those stairs is probably pretty loud.
You see where
Not only
her
that,
door
the
is,
way they
right?
knocked it down.
We see
Right.
where her door is right there, right, Rock? Her door is right
Yeah.
there. Now I want you to tell me whose room she is under. If it's Kaylee or if it's Maddie's, because I looked and it looked like she's under Kaylee's room, not Maddie's room.
She would be under Maddie's
you
room
guys
because
saw
Kaylee's
where
room was above
Dylan's bedroom
Xana's.
It looks like a
Yeah.
maze
Kaylee's room
inside.
was above Xana's, and Maddie's was at the back there.
So here again. Dylan's bedroom's right there. Let's see who is above her. There's Kaylee's room right there. There's Kaylee's room. Murphy the dog was in this room during the murders.
Well, I guess Xana's room
Good
probably had the living room over it anyway.
No, that was Bethany's room. That was below the.
I think I'm losing my mind.
Got a commercial. Here we go.
What I want you to know is how come Kaylee and Maddie didn't sleep in here? Because clearly you can see there's an exit.
That's still not that big of a room, though. Like, really, look at. I mean, that's like a queen size bed, right? Like, that's still all the
Yeah,
rooms in there are small, I guess.
Room is.
Because that house is
Now you
supposed
see
to
what
be like.
that's what the boots were. The boots and the M. Now you see what Christy meant by wall and wall, Rock?
When I
Yeah.
entered this bedroom, I could see two females in the single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side, when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had K-Bar, USMC, and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA left on the button snap of the knife sheath.
Okay, here's where Madison and Kaylee were found in the bed. Now, if you notice, I'll pause this for you, Rock. Look down here. There, right there. Okay, see, they were found up there. So how? Okay, you see that right there, Rock? They were found up there with the red circle, right? Now, how can they find the knife sheath? Yeah, how can they find the knife sheath? Supposedly laying either by Maddie or under Maddie, when the knife sheath is right there at the foot of the bed.
Right. And originally they said they were beside each other, but in that last interview, Christy said that Kaylee was sitting up, slumped over.
Right.
Yeah.
And
on the floor, right?
Said? No, in the corner of the bed, sitting up, slumped over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that makes a difference.
Yeah,
like
so
Kaylee
so Kaylee would have been right here, slumped over, sitting up, slumped over. But they found the sheath
somewhere
right
in that
there.
area.
Yeah, they found the sheath right there. So that was nowhere near Kaylee or Maddie. Not going to be laying on her right side.
Like not under them, at least. That bed's so tiny for two people.
I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side. When I viewed from the door, the sheath was later processed and had K-Bar USMC and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe and anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho State Lab later located a single source of male DNA suspect profile left on the button snap of the knife sheath. That is, they found it down here. That is no way laying next to Maddie.
Either of them. I mean, it's like the foot of the bed. Like it's purposefully left there.
Now I want to get to the whole she saw at 4 o'clock in the morning, she saw a man clad in black. Here comes the nighttime. And I'm going to see how dark it is in there, guys? You got that one hallway light. See, look, it barely gives out light, Rock. Good vibes light. Now,
yeah, I'm seeing it. That's not very much. It's light, but
view DM's view when seeing the intruder as he exited via the kitchen sliding doors. Okay, let's see what she supposedly saw. How dark it is in her room. Look she at that. Pitch black. See. My too dark. My bad. I didn't mean to cuss. Bushy eyebrows. You can barely see. Look at that.
I could see if somebody was like, if she opened the door, and this is a different story though. Like, let's say he gets down to the bottom of the stairs and he walks out and like turns, and she has her door open and he's turning towards the kitchen.
Right there. You could barely
maybe see him from the side.
How is she going to see anything? Look how dark it is.
No.
Look how dark it is, guys. If this person is clad in black with a black mask on, How is she going to see the cloud in black when it's pitch black? And how is she going to see the bushy eyebrows? It was this dark. I'm sorry. I call bullshit. I call bull crap on Dylan's eyewitness statement. Because look how dark it is. You can't even hardly see anything. You wouldn't be able to see a man with bushy eyebrows at all.
I don't know how you could see anything in there, but I mean, like, let's say you're in your room and the light's off in your room and you have to, you can adjust, like you're in your own house, you're used to it. There's some sort of light that your eyes are going to pick up somehow. But to like barely open the door for a few seconds, your eyes aren't going to adjust to looking out the door to like, it's just going to look like black out there.
Full of junk. You can't see anything.
No.
4 o'clock in the morning. Because he was right there. He was already past the good vibes light. So yeah, you can't see anything.
Can you take us down the hallway to the where you would turn to go out the slider?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Isn't this sketch rock? Like, I wonder why they tore this house down.
Did you see how quick that house fell?
No, I'm sorry. I don't believe
Yeah, no shit.
Anything can you? Here we go. Okay. Ethan and Xana's bedroom, 2B.
Jamie. But you mean bushy eyebrows?
She likes to joke around.
I like it. No, I like it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it every
Saturday
time.
Night Live.
Yeah. I know. I like the laughs we get.
Right there is the kitchen.
Oh,
here's her
too
room.
Dark.
There's her room right there.
You can't even see it.
There's the kitchen right there.
That looks like a bedroom.
It's not. I'll even turn the light on.
Yes, please. Since we can never go in this house again, we should.
Right there.
They should tear it down. Don't need to see it like this.
Click to stand here.
Yeah. So can you see like moonlight coming in from that? But I don't think you can see it from her bedroom at the way that door is angled. It looks like the threshold for the bedroom door looks deep. It looks like it's more than like a normal 5-inch threshold.
Yeah, there's Kayla's bedroom right above the kitchen.
I just made that number up. I don't know what a normal threshold is.
Here, DM's position. Observing the exiting intruder. She was right here. When she saw the exiting intruder. Now look at that.
No, she didn't. You can't see the door.
Confirmed intruder travel to exit point.
I just wish she would come forward and be like, you know what? You're right. I took some drugs and I was on drugs and I didn't see anything. And then what do? They'd be like, nobody, the whole thing be over? Are we basing the whole thing on her seeing bushy eyebrows?
Yeah, I don't think she saw anything that night.
Now,
Robert,
do we think? Go ahead. Sorry, Rock.
No. Finish on your thought because mine's a different thought.
My thought is, do you think that we're using Dylan, even being home, because I mean, come on, as like a way to get to it, like a point B to get back to point A? Like let's say she was there. Let's say she saw this, so that we can get all the way back around to this is the culprit. We don't know, because without her saying bushy eyebrows, are we back to square one?
Honestly, I do not know. And I have a thought here. What if they tore the house down, so the jury can see it, so the jury can debunk what Dylan allegedly saw?
Yeah, 100%. That is what it looks like, right? Like, why they didn't need to tear that house down?
What are your thoughts on that?
It's yeah.
I don't even know what to think about the model, to be honest. Confusing for me. And then at the Banfield, I just wonder if any of the chat saw this. I remember whose video I saw it on, but I'm sure it was on others. When the Linden Lane, when the cops were out front, you could watch the King house. The lights actually go out. The body cam. Have you seen that?
No. What?
Man, I'm gonna find it for you. I mean, I know who shared it, and I'll find it somewhere else. But
what lights are you seeing
actually,
going out? Like inside the house?
yes, the whole King Road. You could watch the lights just go out all at once.
Oh, well, that's
From
suspect.
Banfield,
Really?
yes. Joanne saw it too. Yeah, from Banfield, and they went completely out. So was it completely dark? And I mean, around here, you can't just shut your power off. I mean, like, did the power company shut? Did they, like, it's weird. But I watched it go dark. I watched that video like 4 times. And it was the whole house. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Joanne.
We have never. That's super funny. No, I can't. How many times have we watched the Banfield thing, and I've never noticed that. More than
Oh, we
does it look
did,
like
because
more than
I've
one
seen
house?
it. Just
Does it
that
look like the
house. No,
towers? Okay, all right.
it's just that house. Yeah. And there's a big old light pole there too, and you watch it go down with the house.
Really? That's sketchy. Now, where's did we see before they tore the house down where the box was at on the outside? Like if somebody were to cut the power?
I don't. But I did see. It's over by where Xana's room was, because that's where all them wires and crap was. Remember all that stuff coming out that side of that house?
Yeah.
Oh, the weird room. So the weird door
outside,
or whatever. Oh yeah.
Outside, because when the body cam of MPD went up, you could see all them wires coming out.
As safety. That sounds scary.
Like, we'll do that another night. But them pictures, it almost, in my eyes, in my opinion, looked like there was cameras ran. You know how? Listen, we've ran a lot of cameras. I'll just tell you that. And there was a lot of wires there for probably not a phone line. I'm just saying. I think they had some wired cameras in there.
I'm kind of wondering. Brian BK put cameras in his friend's house, in his female friend's house. Would somebody be able to put the cameras up without the girls knowing?
Yeah. Have you seen how many cameras there are out there? There's like a bazillion little tiny cameras. Sorry, Rock, go ahead.
But these are like big wired cameras, like I have. They're not wireless, and so they can never be hacked into. That's what they look like. They look like wired cameras to me, because there's like 20 to 30 wires there. Like, it's crazy.
Hey, Rock, do you want to watch the house being torn down, so you could point it out to us?
I'm trying to find a picture right now because there was actually a camera on the front of the house, and I got that picture. It's to the left of the door, and it's not facing the driveway. They got it turned to the trees. I'm trying to find that picture so I can. I don't know, but did anybody
That's
know there was
weird.
a camera on the front of the house?
No, and I looked at the front of the house so many times I didn't notice a camera at all.
Let me find that camera. While you guys do this, I gotta find you that camera.
Yes, please. I like it's just all black. It's so dark in there right now, Robert.
Yeah, no.
I see bushy eyebrows though. I see them. I just really we talked about it a couple of days ago. I wouldn't the whole then she loses any accountability at all by saying well, oops me, I was on the drugs. But at the same time, a better excuse for your 8 hours, if you were, all wrapped up and seeing stuff, I guess. But that's the thing, right? Then you're seeing stuff, so it's also a bad excuse. I just can't. I don't know how she could have seen anything. And this shape of the house is so weird. Like they had to. Do you think they built that whole house at one time?
I don't know. Possibility.
Because my house. One more time.
Do you think they built that whole house at one time? Like my house was a smaller house, and then somebody added to it.
It was add-ons. It said it. Remember where I saw it, but it didn't say it was add-ons.
Okay. Do you know what was added? Oh, I remember Robert and I were looking, and there was definitely
a garage.
Because you're just not getting.
There used to be a garage.
Is it gone, or is it the basement now?
Them is against you, and it feels like there's just too much.
When we looked at the deck the other day, you could see that there's stairs that should have been going up.
Sharing the latest tips and
they're gone too.
Is he got the show going?
Yeah, I got the house being torn down.
Oh, I was like, oh crap, there's talking going. Robert, I'm trying to figure out how to get.
How is this house even standing?
If you look, they start tearing it down before sunrise. It's still dark out.
Oh, they were there 45 minutes early.
They have college kids aren't going to complain about sound, right? I hope. That's a weird angle.
Look, right there.
That
looks like a camera. See that right there?
I think you sent to your text too, yeah.
Wait, on the right? Oh, wait, circle it again.
That could be just a board.
Okay.
I wish I could expand it.
It's that black thing right there. Not a board. Here's the board. It's sitting right above the board.
Well, that's really hard to see it for me.
Oh, yeah, I can't tell if it's a piece of. It looks like house. There's it's interesting to see how things break into pieces, right? Sometimes
so quickly. I bet if they put one match to it, it went up real quick too.
Yeah, it looks like it's plywood subfloor. I mean, it doesn't.
I'm not a builder or anything, but where was all the installation?
Oh, there's none. Yeah, I don't see any. The walls definitely don't have insulation. That's was kind of what I was wondering.
Didn't
if it was
weird?
An add-on. It's weird that there was no insulation whatsoever in the roof. When they had it all down, and there's not if that house how many years old, wouldn't there be all that, what is the pink stuff?
That's insulation.
Yeah, like, but it's like fiberglass installation, right?
Right. It looks like cotton candy installation. How about that?
Yeah, I remember playing with that one time when I was a kid.
Yeah, it sucks.
I was like, whoa, nobody told me that wasn't good.
Mittens for Kitten says it seemed like a cardboard house.
It's so
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, it doesn't, however they added on all this stuff is, look at the interior wall. It is so thin.
Also, you would see pink insulation like everywhere.
Here's the deal. There's no insulation in my walls. And my house was built in the 40s. Yeah, and I actually have, let's say, like the main, like my house is not very big. The main part of the house that was built in 47 or whatever is brick. You didn't need insulation. And then they added on a piece of the house, and I'm guessing they did it in like the 60s or 70s, and whoever owned the house was like, I'm going to do this myself, because there's no insulation.
We have brick houses, but we have insulation.
That's interesting. I wonder what the I mean, clearly code and yada yada, but like, I wonder, because even when I bought my house, there's like barely any insulation in the roof. I had to add, it was like an R7 or something, or like maybe something else. Whatever it was like way off. When they inspected the house, they're like, you don't have any insulation. And I know you can drill. Go ahead.
It didn't take long for that house to come down.
No.
Looking to launch your online store? Sprocket helps you build your dropshipping store in just 5 minutes with AI.
It didn't take that long at all for that house to come down.
It honestly looked like
after minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. But we only get that one camera thing. You know what I mean? Like they did it really early so that they could avoid press people. And we're only getting a couple camera views. And it looks like one of the camera views, it might be a drone, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not getting the full 360 camera view of that house. But I don't know. Who can tell? How can we ever tell what's purposeful anymore?
Now there is a drone footage that I do have on that walkthrough. I can actually show you the drone footage.
Okay.
It's a still of the house in different.
Could we see where the power box is? Or maybe what the camera where Rock was seeing the camera on the front before they tore it down?
Okay, now Rock, this is what I was showing you the night. Here is the actual floor plan to the house, Rock. Here's the drone footage. Yeah, look where that freaking ladder is. I'm wondering if somebody could have climbed up the ladder and got on that ledge. Because there is a window. If you notice right here, there is a window right there.
I don't know why you couldn't have taken that ladder over and gotten to any of the windows, and then on your way out, put it back there off to the side.
Yeah, there's that's a cutout of Xana's room right there.
Weird. So that's the power box right there. I see it. Gotcha. Because like sometimes those things, like mine on the outside of my house has a lock on it. But this is a rental. Like they may just leave it unlocked. Like Joe, anybody could walk up and shut your power off.
Look at this. I just noticed this. There's something plugged in.
Outside or inside? Oh. Can we back up? There's some plugged in. And that's a I guess
the
it's
lights, the overhead lights. You
Maybe.
know, the ones that bright up at night?
Mm-hmm.
The yellow lights. Isn't that what that is? I bet you it is. But look at all them wires and stuff that's ran all clunky, and that's what I was talking about.
Mm.
Did you see that picture I sent you to your text message, Robert?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you see that camera?
Let me come back around front.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of my
to the left of there, and I
a lot of my
it in
house
blue.
looks like this. Mm.
I mean, that's my opinion of what it is.
There's something right there. I can't tell what it is.
In the picture I sent you?
Yeah, in the picture you sent me, it's
look at that looks flat.
Can
right?
we share it? Can we share that picture? I'm curious what anybody else thinks.
Forever, that could be like an extension cord or something.
Oh, right here?
So see that my house has a lot of this on the outside too, where we have sand, like the dirt.
Yeah.
There's like minimal dirt. Most of the ground is sand. So they do most of them when they add on anything. Like if I wanted to like add a sink or something, all of it would be those metal pipes on the outside of my house. And then if they do any electrical stuff, when I had a light put in my backyard, they ran a whole metal tube up the side of the outside of the house into the attic, across the inside of the attic, and down another metal tube out my backyard for whatever code that is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they can't get in the ground. But Moscow has a different environment though. This is high desert, and that's actually like mountainous. There should be dirt. But not if there's a hidden cave or whatever underneath the house. They don't want anybody to know. Sorry.
The light bulb cam is gone. Where is it? Yeah, the light bulb cam's gone. It was right there.
What is this picture from?
This is
yeah, I know.
1112.
But when is the picture taken? When is this photo taken? Oh, it's in the affidavit. That's interesting. Yeah, they took that camera down real fast though. This is crazy. On all the little pictures, like before you open this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, 11/26/22.
Oh, well, that was a few minutes ago.
But yeah, look right there. There's Queen Road Apartments where Mr. Harsh lives. and that's just a stone's throw away from the house.
Go back to that last one, Robert, where we were seeing that there used to be stairs there.
Right there.
The deck. No, I meant with that right there. Yeah, how they put the railing up, but the end of the deck is wrong.
Yeah.
There's no way
there was stairs.
There's no way it's built like that. No way. It's like total waste.
Yeah, there used to be stairs there. Which way did they face? Did they face this way, or did they come up and around?
I bet they went straight down. Like in front of that, to the right. But at the same time, there, this house, that could have been one of those like a wooden ladder type stairs.
Yeah. Wasn't this Maddie's car right here? Where the white car is? Wasn't that Maddie's car?
Is it? Does she also have a white thing that looks just like all the other ones?
Well, I know there's Kaylee's Range Rover right there. But I don't know if this one was Maddie's car or if that one was Maddie's car.
Wait, what's the Range Rover? Which one of these is a Range Rover? The white thing in the middle? The crossover thing. Okay. And then you got one. And then the thing on the end, was that a Dodge Neon? Just kidding.
Yeah, there's the storage room right there. Bedroom 1B. That's the storage room.
That's where I store my drugs, is what they're saying. I don't think that's. I mean, that's fool, right? That's a fool's errand to call that an empty room in a house when people are paying, to have two jobs to pay rent, type stuff. I don't imagine that these college kids, no matter how much money they could possibly be making on OnlyFans on photos of their feet. I don't know how they could. I don't know how that could work. I don't know how you could have a house that size and not be every room accounted for to be able to afford it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, in reality, let's we just be reality about it. They're kids. They don't have, they're not after college jobs. You can make pretty good money working in a restaurant as a server. Yeah. But at the same time, rent. I don't know how much rent is up there compared to here, but I can't imagine it's that big of a difference. It seems to be super high across the board, across the whole country, right?
Yeah,
there's not a cheap.
Yeah, because that was labeled an off-campus sorority house because you had Dylan, Xana, Dylan, Bethany, Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee living there, and Bethany, Xana, Dylan, and Maddie were Pi Beta Phi, and Kaylee was Alpha Phi. So, and just like that one cop Blaker said, yeah, I've been a cop for 22 years. I'm not stupid. I know this is an off-campus sorority house.
Right. But normally, to me, that would constitute everybody was in the same sorority. Just to me.
Yeah, but they were in different sororities. Kaylee was Alpha Phi. Kaylee was Alpha Phi. The rest of them were Pi Beta Phi.
As a Greek person, I feel so funny with this discussion every time. But I think it's kind of funny because just the terminology. And we haven't really talked about it too much, but when you get the overall Greek system discussion and go back and watch that when the cops like, like what house are you with, and like asking him questions. And hate when he says that, when he says that we know this is an off-campus sorority house. It's so weird.
Yes, and I'd like to know, and I'm pretty sure that the chat will agree with me. Why did Rosendahl only take a picture of Kaylee's ID, and you had Hunter sitting on the couch, or the little outside couch? He could have took a picture of Hunter's ID as well, not just Kaylee's. In the house that he had came from previously, which was 1127 King Road, which had another noise complaint. He didn't take a picture of not one person there's ID. But as soon as he got up to 1122 King Road, the first person he took a picture of was Kaylee's ID and not Hunter's, because Hunter was out there next to her. He was sitting down. Why didn't he ask Hunter for his ID to take a picture of it? He only asked for Kaylee's. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, because he is standing like 5 or 6 feet behind her.
Yeah,
behind her. It's a weird idea, I guess. I mean, this is something I'd never really considered, taking a picture of the ID. Never crossed my mind as that being weird or not, except for them not doing it in any of the other cases. And then when they got to the house the other times and they talked to Xana, they take a picture of her ID.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Xana's, but when they were standing back there because Hunter went back in the house to get Kaylee. If you notice that weird hand signal that Rosendahl made towards the other cop, it was kind of weird. Yeah, because he looked and he kind of did this weird hand signal.
Can we see it?
Yeah. Let me find it.
Look, could you open 12 different windows for us, please, Robert?
Hey, Robert, I have a question while we got a second
Yeah.
while you're looking something up. You had somebody in chat asking what kind of white car that is up there. Does anybody know?
No, that's what I was trying to figure out. To me, that looks like a Honda. It looks like a Honda, doesn't it?
Actually, somebody in the chat will know, because we went over the cars. I just can't remember.
Okay. It just looks like the little symbol thing on the middle. I guess it could be a Toyota.
It's really hard to tell, isn't it, in the picture? For me, anyway.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell.
Chevy Malibu. I don't know, Jamie. Is that what they said it was?
That doesn't look big enough to be a Malibu, but if that's what you say, I believe you, because I can't tell what it is.
We can pull that MCAS and figure that out, because I don't remember.
Because we can tell that's a Range Rover. Did you go see basketball again?
I did. And then I went to Colorado. I did a lot of things. I got a good little break.
Good.
She had a good rockcation.
Other than the trip to Colorado, I hit some. Well, it wasn't even raining, but I hit something and it hit me sideways at 85 miles an hour. About rolled the truck. But let me tell you what, I did some NASCAR driving. My friend about died, but I don't know how I saved it. I told my husband I think it's all my luggage that was in the back, because I can't pack for just a couple days. I had 2 big old full suitcases. I said my luggage weighed it down. It was crazy. But after that, everything was great. Great.
Scary. Was it like a chunk of tire or something?
No, it was something in the road. Like, it wasn't raining yet, okay? But we did see a couple of vans. Like, one rolled over. But it wasn't raining or snowing yet. But right after that, after I saved it and got back on the road, we hit a blizzard. We could only do 10 miles an hour only. But at that point where that happened, there was no ice, no water, no nothing. It was crazy.
Do you go through that like super high elevation part of Colorado?
Oh, yeah. My friend, I'll tell you the truth. It's legal there. But she said, oh, my head is so hurting so bad. She said, I don't know I said, you're a mile high. above sea level, so you're high. And she said, I'll just get high. That way it'll level out. That's what she
Yeah,
said.
that's how it works, eh?
In
I've been,
Colorado, it does.
I've totally gotten sick. I've driven down to Denver a couple times, and I've gotten sick. We will come like the southern, like the a little bit farther south instead of going through Wyoming. We'll go down through farther down Utah and like come up into Denver. And some of those elevation things, I've gotten elevation sickness there before because you get like 17,000, you get way more than a mile high in some of those mountain areas.
Oh, for sure. It was a good trip. I hope everybody's got their gifts on because I'm fixing to give away some gifts, some memberships. So I hope they got their memberships on.
Ooh.
Who is going to be the lucky people?
That's
Well, Robert's
awesome.
looking that up.
Hey, did
Are
Megan
we
talk
trying to
you
look
earlier?
for that car? Now that I see it, I can see that it could be a Malibu. Like
Yeah, no, they
maybe
don't
it's
come
no
out. We just
longer.
contact landlords.
Yeah, he doesn't take. He doesn't
Downstairs
take a
to the
picture of her
back.
ID.
Interesting.
That guy's
I'd
so
much rather you
creepy.
spend that $300 on beer or something fun than
Yeah,
a noise
yeah.
sticker, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Who's this?
Come to the door, guys. Send whoever lives here down to the door. We're not leaving. We can also see you.
Hey, who's the owner? Or that's Bethany right there. I know what Bethany looks like. That's her.
For sure.
Yeah, she's like, I don't live here.
She's underage. That's why she said that she didn't live there.
Right. And when Xana comes to the door, she's underage too, right? She seems drunk, and she's like trying to tell him she was trying to be she's like, oh, I was sleeping.
Hey, no, she's hanging out with a few friends, I thought.
No, she literally says, I was trying to go to sleep. We watched this the other day, and I wanted to go back to it, and my headphones cut out. When she's talking to the cop.
I can go get them.
Oh, maybe that's a different.
What sorority are they affiliated?
It's this one.
I don't know. I don't know if they're associated with the.
It's Hunter Jones.
So I guarantee you they're associated with.
If I were that girl, I would have gone downstairs and out the other door.
I've been a cop for 22 years here. I'm not stupid. Don't play dumb games with me.
Moscow Police, come back here.
Can someone please put True Crime Design in the chat, please? Let's give her a shout out on this.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Quinn Kelly's truck, Rock?
Either his or I thought it was Dylan's dad's.
What?
That's what I thought.
What? Why is your dad's truck there?
I don't know, but she took a lot of pictures in front of it.
They're trying to hide. They're trying to hide the truck from their body cam. You see that? See how he put his arm up right as the truck went by? He's trying to hide it from his body cam.
In the future, I know it might seem like it's weird that cops walk around in plain clothes, but we do have a job to do. So if I yell at you guys, hey, come talk to me.
What is that? Is that a camera, Rock?
Looks like it could be or a light.
Maybe a camera on a pole.
Very possible, or light on the pole. I think that's the light that I actually seen go out with the house lights at the band field.
All right. Because that's not a power pole, right? That close to the backyard.
Is that a doorknob behind that? Is that a doorknob right there, Rock?
Where? In the closet? In the closet?
If you look,
I saw this. I saw this on what's his name? Drip Drops. I'm so confused. Like, this is the model, so how do we know if that's there or not? Like, I have questions.
Is that the model or is that the actual house? I think that's the actual house.
The image?
Yeah.
Do you think there's a door right there, Robert? Is that what you're saying?
They talked about a door being there.
It's a freaking doorknob.
Sure looks like it, but where's it going to?
It's supposed to be, from what I've seen earlier and everything I've watched over the months, it was a secret room. And then people said it wasn't a secret room. So,
do you think that could have been a secret room, maybe to purchase drugs?
Dude, we don't need a secret room. You could just use the entire spare room.
Not only that, you got the laundry room, but then there was, people talked about a lot of things, but then there was talk of tunnels under the house.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't.
Yeah.
Well, if there were, they're not there anymore. But can we see the floor plan photo, Robert? I know you're doing 10 things at once. I just want to see where they would possibly fit that in there. An actual room.
Let it play for a minute and look at back chat for a minute.
Yeah, and if they don't come out, we just contact landlords.
Is she?
That's the guy who owned the house. One 1122 King Road LLC was registered to this guy, to his house in Colorado. That's all that dude owned. Look at that.
And some tweezers. Just kidding.
Look, he owned all that.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could get rid of these cheap houses that don't make any money and get some insurance and build an entire apartment complex so he could really earn his money back over there, is all. A little cynical, but hey.
What will happen with this AI if the government will let it happen? It will bring the world to self-destruction.
Money laundering enables cartels to produce the most lethal thing that they produce around the world, and that's corruption.
Today, the Justice Department is announcing significant enforcement actions against the largest, most violent, and most prolific fentanyl trafficking operation in the world. That operation is run by the Sinaloa Cartel and fueled by Chinese precursor chemical and pharmaceutical companies.
What?
The Justice Department is attacking every aspect of the cartel's operations. We have charged suppliers in China who sell fentanyl precursors to the cartel. A Guatemalan-based broker who purchases the precursor chemicals on behalf of the cartel. Operators of the clandestine labs in Mexico, where the cartel manufactures fentanyl. A weapons supplier who arms the cartel with firearms smuggled into Mexico from the United States. Leaders of the cartel's security forces who terrorize communities. Money launderers who enable the cartel to fund its operations. And the cartel's leaders.
When a criminal comes into ill-gotten money through, let's say, political influence peddling or drug trafficking, they have to get creative to stay on the right side of the law. If they just pop it into a bank account, the feds are going to be knocking on their door by sunset. So they use a process called money laundering, cleansing dirty money of its criminal origins. If they're super sneaky, make a big purchase, let's say buy an office building, then they have a front business pay for that, giving them a paper trail, a giant profit, and a pocket full of freshly laundered cash.
I would use these cash businesses as the first step in taking dirty money off the street and starting to clean it up. So now what I want to do is keep pushing the money further and further away from its origin point, which of course was illegal. So I would take that money from the cash business that I run, and I would then use it to purchase a piece of real estate. Say I wanted to make a down payment on an apartment building. Now I've created another
Look at
layer
those
of
eyebrows.
legitimacy around me. You sell the real estate,
There's the
and
link
now you
for you,
have
Kelly.
more legitimate income to declare.
Small World Software, Idaho assumed business name, filing state Idaho, active current, 24
Come talk
years,
to us,
1
Nina,
month.
Kelly.
Mailing address still 1122 King Road. Okay. Moscow, Idaho. Business category, computer software. And then here underneath, you can see Scott Perky, the owner, again, the address. This is still like this. Okay. Why is this address
thanks,
still
Rock.
the
I got you.
address? That means your mail would be coming here. That means, everything is in 24 years in 1 month. This is still the address of Small World Software. What is Small World?
I'd like to welcome 10 new members to the channel. And Nina, I just dropped a link in the chat for you to come on up.
World Software. What is it? What are you making? Here is your Scott Perky, registered sex offender.
Thanks, Bianca.
In July of 2016, the defendant was charged with 1 count of sexual assault on a child. Defendant and the state reached a plea agreement. A change of plea hearing was set for April 19, 2017. Defendant decided he did not want to enter a plea and did not appear at the hearing. At a status conference 2 days later, defense counsel asked the court to set another change of plea hearing the following week. On March 7th, 2018, defendant pleaded guilty to 1 count of lewd conduct with a child in violation of, the code, in exchange for which he agreed to a sentence of 3 to 15 years, all suspended with 6 months to serve. The defendant admitted to the court that between March and June of 2014, he inserted his into the complainant, who was then 14 years old. He would go back to say that he was coerced into saying that, and
Oh, my Lord.
because he was scared.
Hey,
How you doing, Nina?
Oh, wow. My picture's naked.
I don't even see your picture.
Oh, well, better than me being up here naked.
You never know.
Hey, Nina.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, girl, I saw some of your stuff that you've did. A lot of documents you've looked at. A lot
A
you put
lot.
in Robert's. A lot that you put in Robert's Idaho 4 case log.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've looked at them too.
yeah, I think it's time that Sophie and me and you and Robert get together because you got some really good stuff, love.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Okay, when do y'all want to get together?
Right now, what are you doing?
Oh,
Like as soon as possible. As a matter of fact, I did see a little bit of your stuff shared on another channel, and I've been looking in your stuff in the Idaho 4 here too, and obviously me and you've been talking. Like you got a lot. I think we ought to plan a live for that and get it together.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of this, but I wanted to know if there was anything that Nina wanted to say.
Yeah.
She's always such a sweetheart.
well, you know, we're trying to keep Robert on these 2-hour lives.
Yes, ma'am, but we're only at 1 hour and 11 minutes, so we're good.
We're so close.
You can sit up here and listen. This way, didn't you tell me is this the first time you've been on StreamYard?
Yes.
Okay, congrats, you did a great job. And this was like a trial run for you to come up on StreamYard. And Robert, it's okay if she just stays up here and hangs out, right?
You're right.
Yeah. I just said yes. Like I go, yeah, but you didn't even ask me.
You
of
want to
course.
just hang out if you don't want to add something yet until we do something with you. That's great. You can hang out.
Hey, I'm here. Let's talk.
Let's do it.
How long have you been?
How
long you been taking screenshots? Yeah.
Wait a minute. What now?
I know. Answer Rock Chalk. I'm just tapping.
Can you please repeat the question?
I said, what are you so excited about out of them? I know you're excited about it all, but the most that you're excited about that you want to go over?
Me being of the unpopular opinion that the girls are innocent.
Okay. You mean all 4 of them?
No, the 2 survivors.
Oh.
Well, I don't know that that's such an unpopular opinion, honestly.
At all.
I mean,
No,
everybody
I
has a
don't-
right to their own opinion on that.
Right.
I'd wish that was I hope that is actually the truth because they're children.
Yeah.
Now, Nina,
Well,
what
if they play by my theory, they're innocent. Now, if they mess it up, then they on their own.
Oh.
Now, Nina, what did you think of my walkthrough of the house?
What did I think about what?
My walkthrough of the house in daytime and nighttime.
I love you, Robert, but I disagree.
Why? Tell us what you disagree about.
Oh, God. I'm gonna get kicked off the panel on the first night.
No, you're not. We want to hear. We want to hear your
It's an honest
opinion.
question. It's an honest
We
question.
totally want to hear what you have to say. Come on.
Well, I mean, I talked to Robert before. You know, he knows one of the things. You know, but I guess the darkness that, and I know that the way the video looks is it's totally dark. I understand that. You know, I mean, I'm 55, but I can still see. And but maybe at a different angle, or maybe at 4 o'clock in the morning when the light's just right and the moon's bright and the stars are shining, and we're not on a date, but anyway, and then the good vibes, you know, Robert, is the good vibes sign like really, really on, or is it like on dim, or?
It's super tiny.
That's what it actually looked like when it was on.
Yeah. No, it's tiny. It's only like, it looks like it's only like a 10-inch, maybe at the most, little neon light.
Right. But I mean, I have a video where, you know, it's done with him walking around the lot, and okay, like, you know, Dylan's door opens towards the living room. The hinges, you know, are on the right side. So if she cracked her door open, and peek through the crack, she would be looking into the living room.
But that's not.
And
Oh, but that it looks like the hinges are on the inside on that picture that we have.
yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is like, so if he's coming around the corner and she's in that cubby hole with her door peeked open, we'll say an inch, okay? Then it's so dark going into where she is that I do not believe that he would have noticed her at all. I mean, you know, come on.
Agree.
Hey,
No, I agree.
the adrenaline and everything going through his body right now, he's not paying attention. And if you think about it, there was so many people that come through that house that where that door is, they actually thought it may be a pantry or something. They didn't realize it was a bathroom.
It does. It does
I mean,
look like
a
it could be a
bedroom.
closet.
Right.
It looks like it could be a closet door for sure. Yeah.
And so, you know, I've heard that several times, you know, that when you come through the kitchen, you just sort of ignore it because you're like, well, I ain't going to go look in somebody's pantry, you know.
Right.
And so, you know, he could have just said, not even, I'm going to be honest with you, if that was me, I wouldn't have been paying attention. I'd have been just getting out of the house, you know.
Yeah.
But so as dark as it is, okay, and I can't see the chat. Am I getting booed?
No.
No, you're doing great.
Not getting booed at all. You're fine.
Okay, so he walks out, okay? Now, let's talk about the girls texting, okay?
Okay.
I honestly believe they were texting, okay? And I see nothing wrong with that, okay? And because I think that Dylan was like, what the hell? And Bethany was like, oh my God, you know, you should have seen the big fight and blah, 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 blah. And I can't believe that now they've come over here and brought it to our home. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, Dylan and Bethany is like, oh my God, is this not, you know, and come on, think about it. It was a whole 15 minutes all in, okay? So whatever they heard, you know, you're not going to lay there and think, oh my God, somebody's cutting my roommates up. You're going to sit there and go, well, the frat boys are beating Ethan up. That's easier to believe, you know. So I think that when he walked out the back door, it's completely dark, that instead of going to bed, she darted downstairs to Bethany and shut the door. And I know that that's where they were. And I know that they locked the door, and they didn't lock the door out of fear. They locked the door to keep the frat boys from just barging in on them. Okay. Now, Bethany knew everything going on. Listen to me, like I was there. But I have to get into story form. But anyway, so the STFU, that was not Dylan. That was actually Bethany, and that's where your exculpatory evidence is going to sort of stem from, is because she was at the bottom of the stairs in the basement. She yelled up the stairs, and I believe that they're going to say, look, she looked straight at him, and she's sitting there telling you that she thought it was a frat boy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's number one, okay? So if she's telling them to shut up, and Dylan's thinking that Kaylee's playing with Murphy, and then they think the frat boys is just kicking Ethan's butt, and then they run downstairs and they go to sleep, okay? And it's dark. I understand the smells. I understand the blah, blah, blah. I understand all that. You got to consider that the door was completely shut, could not be open. I do not know if the person or the people, or if the goblins, whoever did it, I don't know, locked the door, but the door could not be open, okay? So I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, so next morning, you know, they wake up. I'm going to say they woke up at 10 o'clock. I'll say 9:30, okay? And they're like, well, guess I'll go and get me something to drink. And they go upstairs. And by now, I know that it's been reported that when the police got there, the blood had made it to where it was coming out of Xana's door there, where that half wall is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was seeping down the half wall.
Gross.
But now that doesn't mean the whole half wall. I'm talking just the end where is at Xana's room. So of course it's like, okay, they may have beat Ethan up too bad, and we might need to check on him. So they can't get the door open, and by now they're not even thinking about Kaylee and Maddie because they're not involved, right? The fight is with Ethan, So they think they're just still up there asleep. So they're calling Xana and Ethan's phones, blah, blah, blah. So Dylan calls Hunter, best friend Hunter, not brother Hunter. So now, here's where your little telephone gossip's going to start. Hunter answers the phone. What do you mean there's something wrong with Ethan? Now, where does Hunter live? In a frat house, okay? So he hangs the phone up, and he was like, well, I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. They think something's wrong with Ethan. I got to go check on him. So he goes over there, and they can't get the door open. Now then, y'all remember that ladder that's been laying down on its damn side for ever and ever and ever? And then that day it is standing up.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter climbed the ladder up on the ledge, looked through Xana's window. The blinds are down. He can't see, but he can see. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He can see. He can see that they are in there, but he can't see like, oh my God,
But you can see little gaps in blinds though.
But you know
I get
what I'm
you're
saying.
Yeah.
And where Xana is, I don't know that you could probably see her from the window. And but anyway, so
Who's eating?
Now then, I do not believe that they. I do not believe that they broke through the window because the blinds would have been all cockeyed and
Making them hungry.
So I think they went back in the house, and by now Hunter is like kicking the door in. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like we got to do something. It's carbon monoxide. It's something. And this is straight. This is straight from Stacy Chapman's mouth. Okay.
Chapman. 2 o'clock hour. Is this it?
No.
Okay.
He's the one that checked Ethan's pulse. And she actually hugged him and thanked him for not allowing her kids to see their brother. So by now, Dylan's calling 911. Well, 911 answers 911. Well, Dylan passes out. Bethany over there with a paper bag, hyperventilating. So that's where you talk about the phone getting passed around. The bitches are dropping the phone from passing out and hyperventilating.
Sure.
And so Hunter finishes the phone call as well as he can. Okay, I have a screenshot of Whitcomb's protocol. The protocol is, if it is where you cannot understand the caller, it goes out to the police and everybody involved, unconscious person. That lets them know we have no clue what you're walking into. We have no information. Just take everybody with you. Okay? So the girls did not say, nobody said it was an unconscious person. It's just protocol that that's the way it goes out. I also dropped a screenshot of the police dispatch. It says homicide. It says unconscious person, and it says coroner and detectives notified. So
yeah, I saw that image. Yeah, you sent that to me. Yeah.
So by now, guess what has been going on Snapchat? something's wrong with Ethan. Well, now, they don't even, they're still not even thinking about Kaylee and Maddie, and so by now everybody's walking over and talking about it and everything else. And so here comes the Popo, and y'all know the story from there.
Now, Nina,
Sorry,
do you believe that the school knew and the students knew way before the 911 was called?
No, I do not. I think that they called Hunter. I think he said, I'm going to check on Ethan. And that's when Maisie and Hunter went. And I think that's when somebody called Kaylee's boyfriend, Jack D. And he walked over, because I'm going to be honest with you, I have gone through every picture. And yes, it is said, the police have even said that there is a group of them out there. Okay, y'all tell me, how big is a group? Is that a group of 4 or is it a group of 20?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's a group. It's easier to believe the bad.
Yeah, because even Jasmine Kernodle said that there was kids coming out. There was kids coming out of class, and letting people know that something had bad happened over at the house, and one of her friends texted her, said, "Hey, something happened to Xana." So Jasmine said she called Ethan. Ethan didn't answer, so she went over to the house and then called her dad.
Right.
So
Now,
Nina,
yes.
Okay, I love you to death, but I have a different opinion on this.
Give it to me.
I'm gonna give it to you because I know you can handle it, lady. I know you can handle it. So
I'm going to debunk you.
I believe.
Let's keep the expert talk down. No one is going to give it to anybody.
That's right. That's right. So remember, Christy got a phone call from her niece. Okay.
Yes.
Remember what WSU Kim says. I know a lot of people say stuff, but I do believe that kids knew at 10 o'clock. So I have to disagree that the police, these kids knew way before. In my opinion, these kids knew way before they ever called the police, like a couple of hours. That's my opinion.
And I agree with that. I agree with that
conscience.
because from 10 to 11:56 is 2 hours.
Oh, I maybe I misunderstood Robert's question then.
I do not believe that half of the university was out there.
No, but I think half the university knew by Snapchat.
Yeah, that was how my
Okay, I stand corrected. If they know, I do not believe that it came from 11:22. I don't think the girls were sitting there going, "Hey, guess what?"
Well, it only takes telling one person. I
Right.
tease my husband all the time. If you want everybody to know, tell one of my children because everybody will know.
Mm-hmm. I got a couple friends. I like leak stuff too because I know they'll tell everybody.
And it goes quick. Like it just takes one person, is what I'm saying, Nina, for it to just be wildfire and everybody know.
Right.
Yeah. Like the old adage: telephone, telegram, tell a friend.
Yes, exactly. So are we on agreement? Are we on agreement that we believe that plenty of the campus knew way before the police? Or are you saying no?
Yeah.
Come on, Idaho Green, okay? Come on, Idaho Green. He's got it memorialized in chapter 43 of his book that he knew hours before. Now then, I want to know, what's his alibi? Where was he at for 5 hours? He didn't show up until almost 4 or 5.
Well,
where he at?
Yeah, I had heard that he was actually over at the frat house. When the cops showed up, he was over there.
When he found out, they called a meeting and had an emergency meeting to take care of it, and they had counselors and everybody out there. I bet you anything that's the reason Dylan was clad in black. That came from a counselor.
I can't wait to dig into your stuff more. Like, seriously, because I know you got stuff to back a lot of this up. Like, I'm excited to really get into it.
Oh, let me tell you, there is no possible way I'd be setting my fat butt up here if I didn't have anything and everything coming out of my mouth backed up with receipts.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree.
I agree too.
And if you'll notice, I don't talk about the perpetrator, because I'll be honest with you, clueless. I don't have a clue. I could name 500 people right now that I could accuse.
That's 100 more than they have.
No, I mean, I'm being serious. I mean, you know,
I
if you
know.
want to,
I agree. I agree with you completely.
you know, hell, I mean, Santa Claus did it, but that would be me accusing what, Thompson? Is that what they call him? So let's see. We'll go with the Easter Bunny did it. I mean, you know, because I'll be honest with you, I have no clue.
I don't think anybody has a clue, honestly.
I call Thompson Crackhead Santa.
Yeah, that's our current nickname for him.
The only thing that I will say is, thank God I do not live there, because if I was on the jury, I would just tell them right quick, I can't. You're not going to get a guilty out of me, because there's too many different directions I can go with it.
Yeah, see, and Bill Thompson.
Unless you get rid of any direction that they can go that's not in his direction, he's innocent. I'm sorry. I don't care if he did it or not. If there is a single doubt, well, hell, we got 100 right off our brains.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and Bill Thompson, his ideal juror is somebody who works who's a farmer and works the land and doesn't have cable TV and doesn't have this and doesn't have that. Well, a lot of farmers do have cable TV. They do have electronics. They do have social media. So they know what's going on in this case. And a lot of farmers, they're not gonna want to walk through a 3D model of the house. They're gonna want to see the actual house.
Oh, for sure.
And hear the creaks. Feel the draft in the house. Hear a dog bark. I think the reason why they tore the house down is they didn't want any juror finding out that Miss Dillon didn't see what she thought she saw that night. They're trying to hide shit from us.
yeah, y'all do realize that when you talk like that, how quickly I can change to another rabbit hole.
Yeah, go ahead. I like rabbit holes.
Because I can tell you my opinion of why the house is torn down.
Yes, please.
And it has nothing to do with tunnels or Idaho goblins or anything like that. You know, it has to do with Greek living strategy that is supposed to be finished by 2025. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2022, 85 students had to go and stay at a motel because they ran out of student housing. Okay. By 2023, they had just leased the whole motel for like $90,000. I don't know. It's probably, I don't know, $400 million. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
I like it.
But they, for a year, to give them some room of, okay, what we're going to do with these kids? Can somebody stop overpopulating the college? You know, university. I'm sorry. Idaho would not like me saying college, but anyway. So I knew when that house came down, I was like, you bitch, you are about to put student housing there, you know?
Hell yeah.
And so then, of course, you know, my rabbit hole, I found all the stuff. Now, I know y'all just watched the video of about 5 properties.
Yeah.
I just sent Rock a screenshot. Now, let's see, 1122. And look, I am not accusing anybody of anything. Okay. But I do have a little bit of common sense, and I can say the things that make you say, huh, you know. But everybody knows that Team Idaho Real Estate owned all the properties, okay? they're paid for, bought and paid for. So why are you ever going to get rid of that property? That is money coming into you for the rest of your life, right?
Right.
When that happened, of course, bada boom, bada bing, they donated the house, right?
Yep.
So when they donated the house, 1112 and 11, is it 1112 and 1119 that's considered one address? I've got all the, I look, y'all, I have every deed. Okay. And another thing, but for 2022 and 2023, the increase of the prices went up anywhere from 26% to some of them to 58%.
Oh, wow.
So the Mr. Perky that likes his girls younger, and I have receipts for that too. But anyway,
What about Dan Esty? What do you know about Dan Esty?
he's a creep too, and I've got receipts for that too. You know, because what's the odds of that little white car in Oregon coming back that belongs to the guy that owns 1122, where 4 people just got murdered and the house got? I'm not going there. I'm not accusing anybody, but the things that make you say, huh? But what's the chances of that car in Oregon coming back to the owner of 1122? Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So they donate 1122. If I don't know how y'all put pictures up, but I have that I sent Rock. It is now sold to a guy named Steve Weeks. He owns Eagle Investments. Okay.
He also owns Cottonwood.
Hang on. This is my story. Don't you know this is my live? But I want you to know, I want you to take note of the big keyword difference between the names of the companies. You have Eagle Investments because you have to have what? Investments to buy all the real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then what you do is you buy it all up and then you sell it to your what? Cottonwood Development. Because in order to develop, you have to have what? A development business.
Oh my God, this whole time I've thought that when they sold it, it was to like skirt taxes, but I see what you're saying.
So now we have the Idaho Green Goblin that needs
Robert,
the real
check your
estate.
Discord message.
He needs the real estate
I am.
to do his expansion for Greek living. The development company needs to develop. So what do you get? You get real estate for development contracts.
Mm-hmm. A lot of jobs. A lot of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing about it is it was in chapter 43. And what's the name of the 501c3 that Idaho Green and them opened? 43 Education Inc.
What? What do you think that
go.
means?
43 Education Inc. is so they can buy Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that sounds lucrative.
The nonprofit is going to pay for it with what? Because it's a nonprofit, they get bonds and stuff from the government.
And Nina, is this the Banfield right here in the green?
That was somebody else's. I guess I stole it and wrote over it. Is that plagiarism or whatever? But
is that what you wanted me to share, though? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And well, I don't know. Let me see if I may have sent the wrong one because can I blow it up? Okay. Do most of them say Cottonwood?
Eagle to Cottonwood, both owned by Steve Weeks. Eagle to Cottonwood, Eagle to Cottonwood, Eagle to Cottonwood.
Okay, well, let me throw them. There are a couple that are owned by, I don't know, this guy named oh my gosh, what's his name? Zane Frederich or whatever. You know, Linda Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his name Kane?
Okay. He has his son Sage owns a real estate company. He owns a real estate company in Moscow, and he owns a real estate company in Pullman. By the way, the real estate in Pullman got all those deeds too. They're buying them too. So anyway, that they've bought some. So I mean, you know, it's dirty all the way around.
Yeah.
You know. And I will never say that they all got together at the round table with the Idaho goblin and said, you know, look, we're going to do this so we can do this. You know, I will never say that. Could it happen? Oh, heck yeah, I know it could, but I will never say that.
I would like to know, this is right here. This is Ann Taylor, LLC. What does she own that's an LLC?
Her law firm.
Yeah,
because her husband runs the law firm, and the group that I'm in with the girls. Look, y'all, I went in a rabbit hole one time, and I got in this group, and about every couple of days, a bunch of pictures will get loaded to it, and I'm like, wow, new pictures. I've got like 600 pictures in there now. One of the guys that's in the group is, I can't say, yeah, I will say this. This has not been vetted, okay? But
Okay.
I do know that from the way it looks, it is Ann Taylor's son that is in the group.
Oh, yeah? What's his name?
But I mean, come on, if my mama's doing the trial, I mean, heck, I'd be wanting to go and look at the pictures too. I mean, you know. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong. You're going to ask me what his name is? I've got 900,000.
Clearly it's Mr. Taylor, right?
Yes, that's right. Mr. Junior.
Yeah, Junior Taylor. We know the guy.
But, so let's see. That's the real estate. And y'all know that I honestly believe that the Brady is going to be against Dawn Daniels.
Oh, I do too. She worked for MPD, misuse of funds. Then she went to work over at Pullman. So they say. That's what they say has happened with her.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, I honestly believe that the Brady is against her because she kept the evidence in locker number 35 for 10 days.
What?
Now then, if ISP is there and Moscow is there and everybody is there, bitch, why are you putting the evidence in your truck and in your locker?
Yeah.
Right.
I've actually dropped those receipts in
Roberts.
Yes.
In Idaho 4, I saw them in there.
Yes. They stayed for 10 days. That's the reason that nothing about the dog hair or anything like that. And then on most of it is like, does it need to be tested? No. Then why the hell did you get it? I mean, and then she goes over to his apartment twice without another officer. And it's to meet Ann Taylor, okay? But she's the one that locks up. And I'm not accusing anybody or anything. But look, I'm not gay, but my girlfriend is. I know a butch woman when I see a butch woman, okay? And you know, but butch woman is, you know, she needs to go butching somewhere else because I don't think she's doing it all right.
Now I have a question for my panel.
Okay.
It makes me wonder how Christ Church and its faithful followers view the university and its many fraternity and sorority houses, and their loud, sometimes raucous parties. Some of the female students who lived at the crime scene on King Road were in the sororities. Do you think there could be also a possible Christchurch link to this case as well?
She laughs. Go on.
He said panel. He said panel. Oh, he did say
Yeah.
panel. No, he's asking chat.
He's asking everybody.
I'm asking panel. I'm asking Soapy,
He's asking us. He's asking us. What do you think? Tell us. You laughed. You laughed first. Nina.
He asked first.
Oh.
Ask one more time. Come on, ask one more time.
Okay, this goes for Soapy, Soapy, Rock Chalk, and Nina Kelly.
Gotcha.
It makes me wonder how Christchurch and its faithful followers view the university and its many fraternity and sorority houses, and their loud, sometimes raucous parties. Some of the female students who lived at the crime scene on King Road were in sororities. Do you think there's a possibility that Doug Wilson and the Christchurch could also be behind this case?
I think that
Sure.
anybody could be behind this case. I think they could be intertwined. I think there is so much that they are intertwined, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's a really good possibility. I mean, it's, to me, doesn't it look like a lot of people are intertwined? Like, it looks like it could be 50 different levels. It's the onion. We're peeling back the skin.
He said, "Stay away from the sexual contact. This is content. This is not 50 Shades of Grey."
Look, my girlfriend said that is definitely an onion with skin on it, and I think that there's so many layers that it's so hard to. Is Christchurch involved? Well, super good possibility. That is a really bizarre thing to have on campus and have it so important, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Jess says, I'm not gay, but my girlfriend is. That is awesome.
Exactly.
I got to remember that one. What do you think, Nina? Do you think
That I'm not gay, but my girlfriend is? That's how I've been for 16 years.
Do you think that the Christchurch is somehow intertwined with this case?
Honey, let me tell you, if it is breathing is involved.
I think so too. I do.
And if it's not involved, we can make it involved. Look, there's some strange things happening over there, okay? There's something in the water.
Just up there, though, not down here. Our water's clean in Boise.
Hey guys, we got somebody watching from the Philippines.
I saw that.
Kevin Venture. Welcome to the chat, Kevin. If we knew how connected the people are there, it would even surprise us, and we are expecting it.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm from Alaska. A lot of Filipinos in Alaska. I get it.
I mean, y'all, come on. I'm the one that wrote a page about connecting Coburger and Kopaka.
Oh, AR's here too.
You know,
and
I don't even.
You gonna send that to me?
Hey, AR's in the chat.
And the thing about it is, I don't even believe Kopaka is involved. You know,
No.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if Coburger's involved. I mean, you know, put it to you this way: if he is involved, I think it's minimal, and he's scared to death.
Yeah.
And the reason that I think that is just the wording of one statement from him is that he can't wait to be exonerated. Why exonerated? Why not acquitted?
Yeah. AR, do you want to come up for about 5 minutes?
You know, that's the thing about it. You know, I honestly think that he knows that it's over and that the best that can happen is him be exonerated. You know,
not enough evidence.
And I mean, you know, that's like, you know, all the stuff that I've been posting, you know, in the last couple of days. I mean, you know, like I said, we can involve the Easter Bunny, you know, and collect the eggs, and then to say the eggs are rotten and we got ducks from them. I mean, you know, I mean,
yeah, that's so true though. Like everything is connected in these sort of weird ways. It's so hard for me to explain Idaho, you guys. Like when I explain Idaho to people, it really even when I went to that party last night and I was talking about you guys, and I was telling them how hard it is to describe Idaho, U of I, Moscow, Boise, any of it to people who have never been here. It's we're like a little weird, strange anomaly of this huge state that's like almost all land. There's very few people here.
well, I know that there is a lady that we've talked about, you know, helping. And at one point, I have a very dear friend that is originally from that area.
Mm-hmm.
And even before I spoke to AR, I was like, because of my platform that I do, that's not true crime, y'all, because I've only been doing this for like less than 60 days.
But you have a history. Like, this isn't your first rodeo in doing like panels and digging deep, right?
No, yeah.
You like
But I called her and I was like, look, there's this lady out, you know, in blah 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 blah, and I want to blah blah blah. I said, you know, let's fly out there and help her. She said, are you crazy? I said, Trista, what are you? She said, you ain't going either. You stay as far away from that place as you can stay away. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm going to help. No, you ain't.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you the question that she told me to do one thing and I haven't done it. And she said, I want you to take all the time and I want you to research how many people are missing.
There's so many missing.
I was like, what?
There's a lot. I've seen that list. Actually, I saw another creator do that. And there's a lot.
And
there's a lot missing.
Unfortunately, I got involved in the Christ Church, and you know, that society that's free, you know, they're brick masons. And then all the kind of stuff, and I forgot about those missing people.
Easy. We've swept them all under the rug, obviously.
We got a big ass rug.
Yeah, like I showed a video the other night of that little missing 3-year-old boy in Wisconsin, and they still haven't found him. There's still an Amber Alert out for him, and what his mom and that guy did to him is just sick and horrible.
And for Goody, look, that girlfriend that's gay that I'm not, she's a truck driver. Yeah. And look, I have been to every state, and Idaho is one of the most beautiful states I've ever been through.
Don't tell anyone.
It is.
We're full. We don't tell people. No, you're telling the truth.
I have
We don't
receipts.
tell people here. It's true. It's so true, but it's like we are trying to tell people not to come here anymore. We're full.
Why? They'll just come up missing.
I got a bunch of people from the border that's headed your way.
Yeah, no shit.
They're headed all of our way.
North border, south border. Just kidding.
The south border is more open.
Rock Chuck, this was funny. A friend of mine, I was telling him about your idea about the southern border. A friend of mine actually wants to join you.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, you're scared of vans.
Oh, only last night at the hotel, woman. Listen, there was this creeper van. I don't even want to go into detail, but good thing I had several people on the phone. Woo.
Were they? What?
I went out to smoke a cigarette. My friend was sleeping, and I got in the truck, and this van pulled up, and he backed up against the door where I couldn't get in. It was weird.
Creepy.
Yeah. And then the front desk wouldn't answer from the phone, so I had to go in. Anyway, I'm here today to talk about it, okay?
You made it.
Yeah.
I'm glad my rock chalk made it through the creepy, scary van.
That's right. I'll just say this: if I'd had Smith and Wesson with me, there would have been no scared. I'll tell you that.
Goody said, "You want some candy, little girl?"
Exactly.
No, I wanted no candy. I wanted it to go away. Anyway, I think Nina has a lot of stuff, Robert, that we really need to be like digging into. Me, you, and Sophie, and Nina, and she's got a lot.
Look,
of
y'all
stuff.
got 32 pages of inside looking.
I know. Just the fact that you had the foresight to screenshot this stuff. I keep trying to screenshot stuff just recently. I just realized like some of the stuff may be gone.
Y'all ought to see my poor little folders in my phone. Y'all, my poor gallery. It's like, where'd my grandkids go?
There's so much stuff on here that all these weird connections are what's so it's the point though. Like this is the deepest of it is so intense how you're like, check out this one thing and then it links to like 10 other people.
You know, the most troubling thing that has bothered me, besides, of course, the 4 murders, are the 10 lives in 1 year. And that just blows me away.
You should see this new article I saw yesterday in the paper here that said the police in Idaho, and I don't know if it was Boise, have killed like more people in the last year than ever. And they haven't released even body cam footage or why. And none of it's been on the news. I never saw anything until I saw this article yesterday.
I mean, yeah, and it's like, you know, you sit there and, I mean, I think in a chat the other day, I put RIP and it was like Hudson, Hannah, Theodore, Caden, Kaylee, Ethan, Maddie, Xana, oh my gosh. I know. Possibly Brian. Kopaka.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and one from 22 to 23.
Hey, Nina, I want to ask you, actually show you something real quick.
Be careful because I will answer.
I know she will.
That's what we hope so. I hope so.
But don't worry, she's not gay. Her girlfriend is.
I am a pillow princess.
Can you tell me who that is standing next to Kaylee? Is that Ashlyn Couch standing next to Kaylee on the yacht?
Ooh. Take a survey on that.
Who thinks that's Ashton Couch next to Kaylee right there?
Okay. I want a 1 in the chat for Ashlyn Couch, and I want 2 in the chat if you think this is Kaylee's hammer.
That's a great one, Robert. Cool. Okay.
And
every rabbit hole we can go down.
Another thing that too is there is a girl named Kendra. Oh my gosh, I don't know her last name. But okay, so Kendra and Ruby and some other girls were going on dates with older men, you know.
Are dates in quotation marks? When you say dates?
Yeah, dates.
Yeah, dates.
They're not sugar babies. The other ones are.
Gotcha.
Anyway, you know, and I'm not judging. Hey, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know. But anyway, Kendra finally was like, okay, I'm gonna straighten my life out, and so she moved out and moved to California, and so then Ruby moved out, and Kaylee was actually still paying Ruby's mama rent through Venmo. Now, y'all are aware that Kaylee and Maddie had been split up for about, golly, 7-8 months.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had heard that. I heard they wasn't actually even getting along.
Oh yeah. I mean, if y'all go back, there was probably 6 months that Kaylee did not even post on social media. And if she did post, she did not even acknowledge Maddie's. And of course, you know, being in different sororities put a strain on their friendship, you know.
And we're not talking bad about them. You're just talking the facts that I'd seen that they hadn't had contact for that long.
Right, right. And so what was amazing to me is, and don't get me wrong, Maddie is as beautiful as Kaylee, and in some ways, they're a totally different kind of pretty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Maddie's got that sort of. Anyway, I think that what happened was, I mean, because Maddie was just kicking it in. I mean, she was making friends. She was, I mean, you know, and I think Kaylee was not really, I'm not going to say being accepted, but she didn't get the sorority that she wanted, you know, and this is in no way against anybody, you know, shit happens, you know, but I think that it put a strain on their friendship because, you know, one of the statements that was made was the opening of football season, and I think it was
see how at turbotext.com.
Pardon us.
That's me.
What was that?
It's commercial.
New updates have been released in the Idaho murders case. A February 28th court hearing revealed that Brian Koberger, the 29-year-old who has been accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students back in November 2022, plans to call over 400 witnesses to take the stand during his legal proceedings, according to Fox News. In addition to the witnesses, his defense requests a cell tower investigation to help build an alibi, which could potentially delay the trial further after Koberger waived his right to a speedy trial back in August. At the hearing, prosecutors were opposed to providing Koberger's team the extra time, arguing the suspect could use it to form an alibi based on discovery material per the outlet. A deputy prosecutor told Judge John Judge during a February 28th hearing, quote, "It frankly causes the state great alarm that the defense is discussing calling in upwards of 400 witnesses during the innocence phase, when we potentially don't have a full alibi disclosure. And those weren't the only requests the defense put in. In fact, Koberger's lawyers also expressed the desire to change the location of the upcoming trial, due to concerns over how the level of media attention he's received will affect the jurors." Koberger's lead defense attorney, Ian Taylor, wrote in a January court filing obtained by Fox News, quote, "A fair and impartial jury cannot be found in Latah County. Owing to the extensive inflammatory pretrial publicity, allegations made about Mr. Koberger to the public by media that will be inadmissible at his trial, the small size of the community, the salacious nature of the alleged crimes, and the severity of the charges Mr. Koberger faces." In response, the judge noted that he was, quote, "listening carefully to both sides," and scheduled another May 14th hearing to make a final decision on the trial date and a potential venue change. He also set an April 17th deadline for the defense to provide more details on an alibi. His lawyers previously said Koberger was out driving alone the night of the murders, according to court documents obtained by NBC News in August. Koberger is being tried for fatally stabbing 21-year-olds Kaylee Gongalves, Madison Mogan, and Xana Kernodle, as well as 20-year-old Ethan Chapin at an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. In the early hours of November 13th, a little over the month after the killings, the Pennsylvania criminology PhD student was taken into custody before being extradited to Idaho days later. He now faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary in regards to the students' deaths. Koberger could face the death penalty if convicted. In May, the judge entered not guilty pleas on Koberger's behalf. E! News has reached out to lead defense attorney Ann Taylor and the Latah County Court for comment, but has not yet heard back.
What do you guys think? Very interesting.
Yeah. Whew. That's like another, there's just continued rabbit holes.
Honey, we done skipped the rabbit holes.
We're just in a big rabbit, like just the biggest rabbit canyon.
You silly rabbit.
But Nina likes them rabbit holes.
I like them.
Honey, you saw the one I was in the other night, busty women and stuff. I was like, get me out of here. I'm not gay, remember?
How'd you get there?
Exactly.
Following the carrots.
Y'all always remember, though, that the Christ Church has an 80 pages of anything that they offer business-wise. So when you need those cloth diaper dispensary, y'all just let me know and I'll give you the number.
I hope I don't need that anytime soon. We're the same age.
Well, I know I won't.
And I was forgetting I'm fixing to turn 56, and I just saw on my high school page where somebody said I'm the last one that hits a senior citizen discount. And I'm thinking, damn, I could have got a senior citizen discount this whole past year. I mean,
yeah, come on.
Once. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Kevin said that the screen was off Dylan's window, and if you will watch the videos of the body cams and everything, the screen's been off that window forever and ever.
Not new for being off.
Well, I wasn't going to be rude. Not new, sorry.
Well, no, I mean, there is videos from before the girls lived there, and
right.
There was no screen.
Well, the screen's actually propped up against the house.
Right, but it wasn't on there, you're right.
But now, I am going to tell y'all, I went through those crime scene photos with Rock last night, and Rock and Micah and them. Y'all, they some interesting little tidbits in those crime scene photos. I mean, there's a guy standing in front of a window, and there's like 5 people standing behind him, and it's like, my God, what do they see? I mean, you know, there's some very interesting parts that are like, wow, what are they doing? You know.
Well, what do you think about getting them together and doing a live about that, Robert? Because we did go over them pictures last night, and it was pretty interesting.
I feel like I totally missed out.
No, we'll do it again.
Honey, there's like 5 guys standing there in the middle of the road staring up in the trees. Mm-hmm. I'm like, he wasn't a monkey.
Or was he?
Oh, well, there you go. It ain't my circus. It ain't my circus. It ain't my monkey.
Exactly.
It's not my show.
I wrangled monkeys last night, so it could have been one of mine.
But the thing about it, y'all, is I want to thank everybody, and I'm going to get a little sappy here, because when I left TikTok, I left my platform over there. And for anybody that doesn't know, my platform is actually Those Left Behind, because I lost my son to IV meth use. And so I'm blessed now to be able to tell his story and work with people, you know. But when I left, I wasn't doing David's purpose any good, because of the toxic over there, you know. I can't say that word, y'all. Toxicity.
You said it.
But anyway, I was sitting here one day and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. My mind's not occupied, you know, because every Sunday I did a live for Those Left Behind. And then every night at 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. I went live for No Sleep Crew for anybody struggling, because usually an addict that's sitting there at night by themselves, that's when they're struggling, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so we would just go live and, you know, stuff like that for anybody struggling. And so I stayed busy. And so I don't know, Tamla, my daughter, had told me about the Idaho 4, and I thought, well, I'll just go watch some videos, you know. And I was like, I was like, man, my mind's occupied. I'm not just constantly thinking about David, you know. And I'm not saying it's wrong to not, you know, I'm not saying I don't want to think about him, but no, I don't want to think about him. It hurts. I mean, but I
Yeah.
do think about him. I mean, but I'm also not one of those mothers that blames God for taking him because it was my son's free will that took him, you know.
Yeah.
And but
And you're going to do some stuff with AR on that too, I remember.
yes.
Oh, good.
Y'all, let me tell you, it was so amazing. I was one of the, probably the second or third chat I was in. You know, I'm used to being in the recovery community, you know, to where, like, when the Kansas City 3 happened, you know, in the recovery community, it would have been like, oh, well, we know what's going on, blah, 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 you know. And so I was in a chat and they're like, golly, you know, and I'm like, so I said something and something was said. And I was like, my gosh, it's not talked about. You know, I've been preaching to the choir. I mean, I'm over here in the recovery community, and there were so many people that was like, I lost my brother, I lost my son, I lost my daughter. And I'm like, wow, things happen for a reason, you know. I mean, maybe my purpose on TikTok had played out, and it was time to stop preaching to the choir and get over there and talk to people that I'm not going to say not educated, but don't live that life, you know.
For sure. Absolutely.
And you know, because I'll tell anybody, you know, I have a clock. It's called an 11-minute clock. Okay. And its alarm goes off every 11 minutes.
Oh,
we lose a life every 11 minutes.
So
Finally,
sad.
I was like, okay, Grim Reaper, you got to go because my algorithm's never going to change. I mean, and so I'm so thankful. And like I said, it's sappy, but I'm really thankful for the true crime community because, you know, when my daughter showed up at David's funeral, she weighed 75 pounds. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
You know. And so David's been gone he'll be gone 5 years in October. And don't let anybody ever tell you it gets better with time. It gets worse because it becomes more real.
Yeah.
And Tamla's now, me and Tamla's we've been in the same house now for 4 years. And April the 7th, I'll be clean 12 years.
Good for you. Congrats.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
So, you know, and the thing about it is I never thought that I would, you know, there was a guy that used to say that losing his daughter was a blessing. And I'm like, you are a sick bastard. You know, y'all, I'm going to sit here and say that it could be a blessing because his death will reach more people than his life ever would.
It's a lot.
So,
it's a lot.
And plus we do Dabo's kennels, you know, so we put kennels at rehab centers.
Oh, awesome.
That way no doggy left behind.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh my gosh.
And you saved your daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, she is doing absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, you're amazing.
No, I'm not either because I was a POS mama. So
you are amazing.
You're doing what you can now, Nina.
That's right, and you're helping a lot of people. So you
For
can't
sure.
be hung up. Listen, I say good people make bad mistakes. It's acknowledging their mistakes that makes them good people again. You are good people.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I am good people because David gave me purpose.
Well, and he straightened you out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm thankful every day because I hadn't seen David in 2 years when it happened, and he went to the hospital on Friday. He had no heart function in the right side and 16% heart function in the left side. And when I walked into his room, my son is sitting up in the bed. He has the little heart monitors on. He's not hooked to IVs. He's not. I mean, he looks like he's got a cold, maybe. You know.
Whoa.
And it never registered in my head. I mean, I guess I just never. Maybe I didn't accept it, because I'm sitting there every day talking to him, And
Yeah.
hang on, y'all. I'm gonna go in another room because I'm sort of beside just my daughter's room. And unfortunately, she's one of those that I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. But
Hey, Terry Martin.
anyway, so my baby laid there for 5 days, knowing his prognosis. And so I thank God for the 5 days I had with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine laying there wondering when my last heartbeat was going to be.
Yeah.
So that kills me, But the thing about it is, David's death is it. You can't question it, y'all. I mean, if I knew, the way I look at it is, we're not supposed to know all the answers. If we knew all the answers, we wouldn't have to have faith.
Yeah.
So, but again, if God said, this is the reason, excuse my language, F you, God, that's not a good enough reason. I want my son back. I mean,
Right.
and I mean that
Yeah.
respectfully. I mean, but that's the selfish one. The mama in me, I wouldn't bring him back. Because his demons are angels now. How are you going to take that away?
Hey, Sifa.
Yeah.
So, on a better note, how about those Idaho goblins?
Idaho. I mean,
No, it's Idaho.
The hoe. I'm. Wait a second. Every time you say it, I'm like, yes. I'm like tracking with you. I'm like, I don't hear that often enough here. People don't make Idaho jokes when you live in Idaho.
Idaho.
Idaho for sure. And then calling Hida Greenho or whatever is hilarious to me. I'm like keeping like keeping little like breadcrumb tracks of what you're saying.
So what do y'all think about the purchase of Phoenix?
That was in the works before that, though.
Before what?
Before
the
them, Ray had been
murder.
trying to purchase
Oh,
Phoenix before
yeah,
that.
I know, but I mean, it was just a question, Rock.
Is it just me? But is the University of Phoenix is it real?
It's an online. Yeah, it's online.
Yeah, it's so real that the government has had to forgive like $38 trillion worth of student debt because they're so crooked. So they fit right in with Idaho. And they lost their privilege of the oh wow, what is it called? Where the military goes to college.
What is
What
that
is it?
called?
I was at the Air Force Academy where they play their college football this weekend. So
no, the program.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
The boot
Like
camp. What are you talking about? ROTC.
No, where the military people gets their college paid for.
GI Bill.
Oh, yes.
The GI Bill.
Yes, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
that's
GI
it.
Bill.
Yeah, I've got I've got a letter from 6 senators, and I've got a letter from 3 senators, and then I got a letter from the president trying to buck up and say, don't do it, because see what happens is because of the 501c3, when they buy Phoenix and it becomes a nonprofit instead of a for-profit, guess what happens? Anything that's owed to the government gets forgiven.
I have a question. Ashley has a question in the chat. She wants to know from the panel. I would like to know what the panel thinks about the 400 witnesses. Question.
Oh, I think I need to go pee.
I'm
Go
sure we'll
ahead,
get
go.
through like 100. We'll get through 100 witnesses by the time you get back.
I think a lot of it is from sharing videos.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say sharing videos. That includes Snapchat or anything else they shared.
I was kind of thinking like anybody who could have also pinged in that area at that time.
Miss Kelly says,
could
I
be
wrote to
too.
the press, and the letter I got in return was despicable. Which president, Miss
President Green?
Kelly?
She should post that.
Yeah. Can you send us a copy of this letter? Is that who it was?
Hey,
That would be nice, Miss Kelly, if you could.
Yes, it would, Miss Kelly. I'm going to be playing this video, and this video is about the roommates, Rock.
Thank you very much.
Papa John's here, and are you hungry? I know I am. Got a great deal just for you. It's called
Papa
Karen's
John's,
Kitchen.
yeah.
Perhaps the most confusing and controversial aspect of the Idaho 4 case is
Please
the
put
surviving
True Crime
roommates,
Design in
DM
the,
and BF,
live chat,
and their
please.
actions or lack thereof on the morning of November 13th, leading many to question the 8-hour gap in the timeline and why they didn't call 911 sooner. In this video, I hope to ask some of these questions and examine some possible theories in a manner that is respectful, nuanced, and accurate. Because I don't think these girls deserve to be harassed, but the questions do remain. As a reminder, it's not victim blaming to ask questions, and if you have already made up your mind that these two are victims and they deserve to be left alone, then this may not be the video for you. So with that being said, if you're someone who likes to examine these cases from all angles and at an unbiased perspective, please give this video a like and let's get right into it.
So there's a free website that will help you come up with YouTube video ideas guaranteed to get views. It's called
Question many of our viewers have asked. What's the story with the other two roommates who were home early Sunday morning?
Brad, what do you make of this revelation that about the two other roommates?
I think it's interesting and also odd. I mean, if this murder occurred at 4 a.m, they don't report it, or someone doesn't report it till noon. What's that all about? They are the key, George, to this case. They were in the house. This type of killing, it's going to be loud, both by the suspect and the victims. It's going to take a period of time. It's obviously going to be very bloody. And I just don't really understand that, but they are really the key.
Are they suspects?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they're not talking about them being suspects at all. All I'm suggesting, it is an odd thing, right? If you're in a house, 4 people are brutally killed, and nobody contacts the police for another 8 hours, there's a big issue with that.
Not ruled out the 2 surviving female roommates.
Correct.
You have not ruled them out as suspects?
Correct. So let me clarify that. No one has been ruled included or excluded as a person of interest and or a suspect. Everyone is still being investigated.
Are they witnesses?
Wow.
They are working and talking with detectives, and they have been cooperative, very cooperative with detectives.
ISP won't say who called 911 and would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP says protecting what the young women are telling police could be the key to the entire investigation. And they're hoping the roommates can fill in the timeline between when the murders happened and when someone called 911.
What do you think happened here when that roommate came out and she said she saw him, she locked herself in the bedroom after that, but she didn't call police?
It's difficult for me to process that. And I think it's difficult for a lot of people to process that, hearing that information. We don't know what kind of state of mind she was in. And as you mentioned, she's living in this house. It's as quoted, a party house. A lot of things going on late at night in that house. Did she think this was a prank? Did she think this was just somebody who was unruly and getting kicked out of the house? Was this a fight between friends? Who knows what she thought in that moment? I can only imagine how terrified she might have been. It's unfortunate she didn't call until noon the next day, but we'll learn more.
Unfortunate.
Start with the basics. Why would the murderer spare the lives of 2 roommates in the off-campus home? According to Koberger's probable cause affidavit, a roommate referred to as DM says she saw a figure, quote, clad in black clothing and mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking toward her. She told authorities she was in the, quote, frozen in shock phase as the killer walked past. After that, DM locked herself in her bedroom.
Lead investigators to believe the deaths happened between 4 and 4:25 a.m. Here's what happened starting at 4 a.m. according to the affidavit. Police say Xana Kernodle received a DoorDash order at the house at about 4 a.m. Cell phone data also shows that she was likely awake and using the TikTok app at 4:12 a.m. A surviving roommate who lived at the house, referred to as DM in the court documents, told police something woke her up at about 4 a.m., but thought it sounded like Gonsalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms.
Told police that earlier she heard a female voice say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." And later, a male voice saying something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you."
At 4:17 a.m., a security camera in the area picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. At 4:20 a.m., a vehicle matching the description of the white Hyundai Elantra was spotted speeding away.
It was later in the morning when that call was made to 911 from one of the surviving roommates' phones to report an unconscious person.
We got a question on the screen,
It is
guys.
unclear what occurred in the hours before police were called.
What is it?
Was the frozen shock face her words?
Yeah, so that, we don't know. Like, we honestly have, we may never know.
70
It's
minutes
like the
from
clad
now,
in black
your
thing.
life could be completely transformed. I've built many
Oh, gross. That's a good point.
Have y'all
Detectives
ever
believe
thought
that
about?
on November 12th, the 2 surviving roommates
I'm
had also
sorry.
been out in the Moscow community separately, but returned.
Go ahead, Nina. What?
No, I thought it was over. Have y'all ever thought about the person that would actually say, "I'm here to help you"?
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple times. What do you think?
What do I think?
A cop?
Well, I think I might put on my little black EMT outfit with my little killer bag that's got everything I need in it, because I'm an EMT and I'm going to bring my bag to help everybody. And you're going to let me in because, I'm the EMT. Look, y'all, that's a rabbit hole. Okay, that's a rabbit hole.
No, yeah, no. We've talked about this a couple times. That was one of the reasons I was mad about the house being torn down, because I want to be in Dylan's room and I want to hear the inflection of somebody's. I want to hear how they're saying that. Are they saying, "I'm here to help you," or "I'm here to help"? You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear that person's voice. I want to match it to the person whose voice it is. And I want to know, because I think it's another perp. I think it's another person in the house.
Well, I know that, like I said, y'all, I've only been doing this for it's less than 60 days. So usually I go to rocking them and I'm like, "Hey, has this already been debunked, or has this already been talked about?" Or, because I'm playing catch up, And I know when I first started in my younger ages, 60 days ago,
yes.
I may be crazy. No, I am crazy. But anyway, in my crazy mind, has anybody ever seen supposedly a text message from them? Because I swear, in my feeble head, Dylan says, "Did you hear that?" And Bethany responds with an emoji with a machete through its head. And that's when I was like, "Look, I don't read more into that. That's just saying, look, I'm not scared." I mean, and look, y'all, I have scoured. I cannot find it, so I must have dreamed it. But
Interesting.
if it ever comes out in trial, I'm gonna be going, I hunted that bitch for a year.
Hey Nina, would you like to?
No, Ashley, you can't see the receipt on that. That's what I'm saying. Is I either dreamed it, made it up, because it's not anywhere. I have Googled, I have begged, I have pleaded, I've gone down rabbit holes, and I've gone down the groundhogs, and but no, I have no receipt. I shouldn't have said it. I apologize. Do not take me serious, y'all. That's my fabrication.
I like it. You wrote your own receipt, is what you're saying. So go ahead, Robert.
Nina, would you like to do a part 2 tomorrow night?
Never.
Come on.
Man, I'm getting all this shit out of my head. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Clear that
I was
shit.
gonna say,
Let's
you've
talk.
been wanting this, girl. Let's do it.
All this stuff's been in my head. It's been like, oh my God, it's gonna explode.
Oh my gosh, and it's only 60 days.
I know. But I got 60,000 items.
Yeah, no kidding. Where you're like,
what are we at time-wise?
2 hours and 2 hours and 31 minutes and 115 people watching.
I think
hopefully they hit that thumbs up. All them people watching, be nice if they.
I think just tonight to rocking them, I dropped like 1,200 pages.
what? Rad. I haven't even checked my email yet.
Yeah, awesome. Also, she's got a lot in the. If you're in the Discord, if you go into Robert's Discord and you go into the Idaho part, a lot there, a lot.
Oh yeah, that was the beginning of this rabbit hole. That was like the beginning of a rabbit hole I went down with Nina last week. Well, I don't know where we are now.
Oh, that would. Y'all want to talk about some murders? I can get you on some murders.
Yeah, let's do that.
They have sliding glass doors, everything.
Oh yeah, that's the next thing we want to talk about. Nina, can you come back and talk to us tomorrow? Because we were supposed to do a live tomorrow, but this was our hey, everybody loves each other. We want to chat.
Can I have balloons and a cake?
Hell yeah.
Well, sure. Right in your Discord for you, and it's gonna have you're not gay, but your girlfriend is.
Right.
What's to say on it?
And I promise not to eat cake while you guys are talking. I'll put my mic on mute while I eat cake.
Yeah, on that little thumbnail, I want a pink bunny rabbit in a hole, and it says, "I'm not gay, but my girlfriend is."
I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my
y'all,
God.
thank y'all. Y'all have been so nice. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Tomorrow night,
conversations with you.
Tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, this will be part 2.
10 o'clock Central?
Yeah, 10 Central.
Okay, cool. Sounds
We'll
great.
see y'all
Nina,
tomorrow.
you did great. Sophie,
What
you did
subject?
great. Robert,
What subject are we doing? What subject are we doing?
This
I
more.
think we ought to go over them pictures that we went over last night. Is a good start.
Oh, okay. I was trying to say I got 750 pictures. Can you clue me in on which ones?
The ones you were sharing last night
pick
where they were looking at
300.
everything.
Okay. I'll get those together then. All right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank y'all. I might can sleep tonight.
So glad you got a chance to talk, Nina. And you'll get many more chances.
Everyone
Thank you, Nina.
All the 115 watching, come back tomorrow night. We're doing part 2.
Yeah, subscribe so you can get the notification.
Yeah, make
Thumbs
sure you
up,
make
subscribe.
the bell show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the bell. That's the best part of it.
And
The
in the
what?
comments, if you would leave comments if there's something you want or you have a question, You can leave something in the comments to Robert and we can all see it.
Yep.
It's the notification bell, Anita. Just so you can see when there's a live coming up.
Terry Martin, how can I get you to reach me? Go to my channel and leave a remark. Go to my channel, I don't really have a channel, but you can leave a remark there and then I can get you that way.
You'll hear from her in a month.
Bullshit, I've tried better than that. I've been having teeth work.
Yes,
Give me a
Ashley,
break,
I will.
please.
I will
Yeah,
schedule
poor woman.
Ashley. And after this live, there will be a mod meeting in the mod voice chat. Miss
Woohoo!
Ashley,
I don't have to go to that.
Bianca,
Miss Ashley asked me to call it in the general chat. So there is a mod meeting in mod voice chat after the live is over.
I knew that wench with the wrench was going to get in trouble.
I know I am. Bianca,
Bermondi.
could you share my channel so that Terry can get a hold of me?
Okay, y'all. I love y'all. I guess
We'll
y'all can
talk to
tell
you tomorrow.
I'm from Alabama.
I know. Where? Just kidding.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. I love y'all.
Love you.
Love you.
Nice talking to you.
Thank y'all for letting me talk.
Anytime.
Yes, add it on
Jeez.
Discord in the mod voice chat.
Oh, there it is. Oh, Terry Martin, right below Bianca tagged it.
Sophie,
Just
I don't
make a
know. I
comment
don't know
on
how to
something.
leave.
Okay. I'm like, wait a second. So when you on the screen where you see the four of us, there's a bottom menu and it says mic, cam, chat, more, or leave.
Oh,
Do you see it?
I see.
You just click leave. Then we just leave.
Oh, I'm
we
going to
could
be like a
get
tree and
booted.
leave.
Or we
Oh,
could
that's
get
so nice.
booted. You know, like the Ellen show where she just dropped you.
I like it. They're just like, bye. Talk to you later. Okay, bye. I'll leave too, so you can close out, Robert, and I'll see you guys in Discord. Are we in mod chat and Discord? All right.
Yeah, it's the mod voice chat.
Gotcha. Later.
All right. Later. All right, Rock. Look, I'm glad to have you back on panel. I love you.
I love you too. I'll see you in the mod chat for a little bit.
Okay. All righty.
Okay. See you,
Bye.
chat. Love you.
Tune in tomorrow, guys, for part 2.
This is True Crime Cult, and we out.